Hi everyone, welcome back to ECRC, and look, nice, fresh, clean workbench. Nothing is on it. This is a brand new black yoga mat. The reason why this is so empty is so we can start a new build. So this is the TD2 Astute 2022 model, TD2 chassis. So this is the two-wheel drive version of the TD4, which a lot of people did not like. What I didn't like about it was the price. It was quite expensive for a while, and actually if they're still for sale, they're probably expensive now. I think they're like 300 bucks. So I bought this. If you guys are fans of my channel, you've been watching, I bought this for $150 on their Black Friday sale. So we're gonna build this and I'm gonna customize it a little bit, and I got some hop-ups for it. So let me just show you a few things that I'm gonna do that are different. The TD4, TD2 carbon damper stay, the rear carbon shock tower. The original one, it looks kind of like, let's see if I can find it. Of course, it's on this big guy down here, probably. Yeah, here it is. Now look at that. It just looks like it's going to crack and break. It doesn't look like, now it is very hard plastic. There's not really a lot of flex to it, but I'm guessing that if you land over and over on it, eventually it cracks. So this was suggested by a few viewers, which is great. Not that expensive either. And it does come with also the wing mount and some other upgraded hardware. So I thought this was a good addition. I am also going to be installing the differential nut and screw set, which this is a 100% necessary upgrade. This is not something you can do without. You can't build it without this. I am also not going to use the standard wheels that came with the kit. So I had some custom decals made because I'm going to go with like a black and white and red theme. Let me just show you these. Now Nathaniel over at MCI sent me two sets because one set kind of came out a little bit weird. It's got like, I don't know if you guys can't really see it on camera, it's got like these marks across here. So these are the colors that I'm going with. All right, I'm gonna start getting all the parts out. I know this is kind of a long introduction. This might be a multiple part series. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I'm definitely gonna do a full build. So hang in there everyone. If this is a long video, I apologize. Some of you guys like long, detailed videos, and some of you do not. It does have a full set of ball bearings, which is great. It does have all hex hardware, which is great. Okay, so before we get started on the build, we got our instructions out. I am going to show you what I decided to go with. I'm going to go with a super stock BZ motor. I have a Robinson Racing. This is a 20 tooth. The original is a 17 tooth. I have a, my Fly Sky receiver, and I have a Hobbywing 1060 ESC, and I'm going to install bearings in the Superstock BZ motor. Okay, we're just going to stop here for a second. This is not your typical Tamiya build. Putting in this little plug, they want you to glue that in. I'm not going to glue it in. I don't think it'll be a problem. It does have a little dimple on it that keeps it in place. We'll see if that becomes a problem. If it does, then I'll put a little shoe glue in there just to keep it. And shoe glue you can remove easily if you want to. Also, like putting on these little foam pieces. Over here, putting in these little dust covers for the turnbuckle ends. All of that is a little more advanced than your typical, like, beginner set, like a DT03. But so far, I'm really liking the plastics. The build quality is very good. Looks like the gearbox is going to be nice and smooth. All right, so next up, we're going to just put up the little hop-up option on the carbon damper stay, the rear carbon damper stay. And then I believe we're going to get into bag B soon. Yep, we got to put the motor in, turnbuckles, and then bag B. All right, let's just stop here for a little recap. So we have the gearing in, the spur gear, intermediate gear. The ball diff will go here. We have our motor plate in, our motor. We set the gear mesh properly. Just has a little tiny bit of space. We have our rear turnbuckles in, our hop-up part here with the wing mounts and the gear cover. So this access port here, you want to, they want you to glue it on. So I put a little bit of CA glue in here, just enough to keep it from popping out, but not enough. If I wanted to remove it, I could remove it. So this access hole is, I don't know what comes with the slipper clutch, but when you get a slipper clutch and you install it, I guess this is where you would adjust the slipper clutch. So I did not go for the slipper clutch just yet. I'm going to see how the ball diff is and see how it is running. I mean, I'm only going with a super stock motor on it, super stock BZ motor, 20 tooth pinion. So I don't think I'm going to need it. If I went to brushless, like 10.5 brushless, I'll probably need the slipper clutch. But for now, we're just going to go with this and see what kind of speed I get out of it. Now we're going to go and dig into bag B, which is pretty interesting. So this is going to be the ball diff, putting the differential in. Looks like another gear cover, which I did already put the foam piece on, which was a real pain. They want you to put these foam pieces on to prevent, I guess, dirt from getting in there. I thought maybe it would have been done a little bit better, because this foam wears out, you get dirt in there, you're kind of screwed. That covers the whole section here with the spur gear and your pinion. And then it looks like we're putting on the rear gear cover, the arms, and then we're getting into bag C. You know, after we do the, we have the rear hubs here, dog bones, and then we get into bag C, which is going to be the dampers. So I'm probably going to build the shocks off camera. They don't look like they're anything different than normal Tamiya shocks, CVAs. So I'm going to build these off camera and then continue to build from there, because then it looks like you finish up the rear end and then you start on the front with the steering and the turnbuckles. So I'm going to build the ball diff off camera before I continue building everything else. So one of the parts was, you know, this part here, this differential nut, which is this right here. So you get the whole nut and spring and screw set, this whole unit in this hop up. And really what you want is you just want this right there, that aluminum nut, because this is a plastic piece, this A5 piece. It even gives you a warning here. Let's see, where does it say? It says right here, be careful not to over tighten MB14 as it may damage A5, which it does. So this is not good enough. If you want to tighten your diff really good, your A5 is going to strip out or crack or break. So this is a major problem. I don't know why they went with this. If you have a TD2 or TD4, make sure you pick this one up here before you build it. It says TD4 differential nut and screw set, but it's for the TD2 or TD4. And with the TD4, you need two of these. With the TD2, obviously just need the one, being two-wheel drive. So I'm going to build this off camera. It isn't much different than your standard ball diff, and then we're going to continue building. I also off camera built up the front shocks as well. All right, so we're at the point here where we are ready to put on the steering knuckles and the hubs. I'm going to build all of these off camera. I'm going to put them on. It also looks like we have to put a little bit of foam here for the battery, the little battery ends here. I guess this is what you remove. You remove these side pieces, whichever one you want to slide the battery in, and this little support brace on top. Once we do that, it's pretty much into the electronics. And then wheels and tires, driver figure, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish all that off camera, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so we're going to stop right here. As you can see, we have the whole front end on. We have all the other little bits and pieces. So basically, what I did not video is, just putting these hubs together, putting them onto the front arms and turnbuckles, and all you have is like this cross brace up here. This is where the driver figure gets installed. This is a little support here for the body. These just go on, as you can see, with the body clips. This is for the battery holders, the front steering hubs, knuckles. And I did put on, as you can see, I have some aluminum hex hubs. So I put 6mm in the back and 5 in the front. I felt like the back needed a little more, and this axle has plenty of length to it to put 6mm. So I went a little bit wider in the back, and the front is the same. This is 5mm. The stock one is 5mm. I'm just not a fan of the plastic ones, and they always fall off all the time. So I put the clamping style ones on here from Tamiya. And as you can see, all my electronics are in, so that's basically the next step. So you're just getting all your electronics in, and then it's a driver figure, which I'm not doing just yet, and then wheels and tires, which I have something different I'm going to use. So the suspension feels really smooth, and I know there's a lot of hop-ups for this, where you can get like this this aluminum piece here and some other aluminum pieces. You don't need it. The plastics are very good. Everything rides on ball bearings. You have a ton of steering on this. You have to actually turn down the dual rate. The rear suspension is great. The front shocks, I went a little lighter in the oil, and I think that really paid off. I think it's perfect. The servo's got to be a low profile servo. I went with a ProTech 140T. I love these low profile servos. These are my favorite. I also put one in the BBX, and I think I have one in another RC. I forgot which one. Super smooth, very fast, powerful. I love these. And of course, I'm just running a brushed motor because I got my super stock in there and my Fly Sky receiver. They want you to put, I think, the receiver up here, but I'm not going to bother. The antenna is just going to be folded over anyway. I'm not going to run it through the antenna tube. So I think we're going to end the video here. This chassis has been surprisingly fun. So next video, we're going to be doing the body. So thanks a lot for watching this chassis build. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you all in the next video.